Hello everybody, welcome to our final instalment of the STEM Workshop STEM Challenge. We'll just wait for others to join us. All you need for today is an egg. That's the only thing you need. Everything else is going to be your choice, because one of the challenges of today's session and this challenge is that you are going to be the one that chooses the materials, and that's part of your challenge. So welcome to the Egg Drop Challenge, and today is the 4th of March and it's our last challenge, STEM challenge of this season, because we know all of you are off back to school on Monday, or many of you are, and we are so excited to be here today with you for our final challenge. So welcome, and we're going to get started in a moment. We'll just wait for everybody else to join us. All you need today is an egg, and then all the other materials you can choose for yourself. So it depends what you've got lying around in your house. We're going to be learning about forces and applying what we know about forces to design our product, which is ultimately what we do as engineers. Today you're going to be product designers, and you're going to be designing and making a product that can safely deliver an egg from a 3-meter height down to the ground without breaking. And it is possible to drop an egg from 3 meters and it not break. So welcome everybody. Say hi, comment if you want to with your name, where you are, we can say hi, and then we can get going. I'm just going to move my camera up a little bit so I don't have to crouch down. Fantastic. So I'll introduce myself again. I'm Lois, or Miss Hale, and I work for the STEM Workshop, and as our job, we go around visiting schools and doing events and having some great fun exploring STEM. So remember everybody, what does STEM stand for? Good, we've got it now, we're used to it. Yes, it's science, technology, engineering and maths, and we combine all of those topics together in our workshops, and you learn about them all and use them all in a practical, really fun way that links to a real career and a real job in the outside real world. So today, as I said, you are going to be product designers, and the product you are designing is it's in my pocket to keep it safe, is a product that can safely deliver an egg from 3 meters high down to the ground, keeping it intact. Now, can anybody think about why we might need to do this? What real life situation might we use a product that you're going to design today? Have a think. Good. Yeah. Well, think about what might we need to drop from the sky that needs to stay intact. Well, commonly these kind of products are used to help people. For example, if somebody lives in a very, very remote part of the world that's inaccessible, that you can't get to with vehicles, then they have their food and other products that they need to survive actually airdropped to them. So they have packages of all of the things they need, and it's literally dropped from an aeroplane to the ground, and that's their delivery. Okay. And actually, Amazon was starting to explore using drones for deliveries, weren't they? So maybe Amazon might be interested in this workshop to drop a product and it not break. Also, commonly, product designers design these kind of products to help people that have just experienced a disaster. If there's been an earthquake or another natural disaster, or a mudslide, for example, that's blocked all of the roads, then maybe we need to drop down aid to help them without it all getting destroyed. Or if they're in the unfortunate situation to be at war and it's not safe to go in there and drop off aid, then we can do that. Lots and lots of reasons why our product that we're going to create today will be really useful in the real world. So let's talk a little bit about forces and energy, and that will inform your design. So I'm holding my egg up here. Let's say, for example, that's 3 meters high. Doesn't matter where it is. It can be 1 meter, 2 meters, 3 meters, 100 meters from the ground, and the same forces are acting on this egg. Okay. While I'm holding it here, we've got a force acting on it. Can anybody tell me what that force is? What force is acting on this egg right now? Good. Gravitational potential energy, or that's the type of energy, sorry. The force is gravity or weight. In science, we tend to call it weight because that's a more technical term. It basically means the effect of gravity on the mass of an object. So we've got weight acting on it, okay, here pulling it down. And then in response to that, we've got another force pushing back against weight, and that's called upthrust. So we've got weight pushing it down, and we've got upthrust acting back against it. And these two forces affect how fast it drops. That's going to be key, because you need to think about, do you want it to fall fast or do you want it to fall more slowly? Okay, you need to think about that one. So we've got weight pulling it down, up thrust pushing it back. And these two forces cause energy to be stored, fills the energy store, and that energy is kinetic energy. Okay, so kinetic energy is movement. So we've got gravitational potential energy now, and then as it starts to fall, it's got movement energy, which is called kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is what this egg has now as it falls. Now, the problem we have is that when the egg hits the ground, okay, then it suddenly stops, okay? And this is a problem because where's that energy going to go? Okay, it causes a force. Okay, and that force is called an impact force. So we've got our eggs here in the air and it's going to fall, and it's got kinetic energy and it's falling through the air, and then it's going to hit the ground and we have an impact or a collision. And if that impact is very, very, very sudden, then it makes the egg break. Okay, so our challenge is to try and make that impact force as little as possible. The smaller the impact force, then the more protected. Hi Jack, nice to see you. Welcome. Welcome to the egg drop challenge. Okay, we're just talking a little bit about the science behind it. So we're trying to reduce that force. So there are two ways that we can change that impact force. Okay, the first thing we can do is to slow down the egg. Okay, the slower it's going, the smaller that impact force will be. And the second thing we can do is to try and, when it hits the ground, make it slow down at a slower rate. We call that deceleration. It's going to slow down, which is deceleration. And we want it to slow down much slower. We don't want a very sudden slow down and stop. We want it to slow down slightly. So we need to create our product that makes it fall slowly and then cushions the impact. So let's have a look at some materials that we might use for that. Okay, I'll put my egg here safely. Okay, so I've got some materials. I've got paper. I've got pipe cleaner. What else have I got? I've got some pom-poms. They might be useful. I've got some card, some corrugated card here, and I've got some tissue paper. Now we're going to explore how we can manipulate these materials to make them do a better job. So let's have a look at our tissue paper first. We've got this tissue paper. It's light, so it's not got much weight. That's a bit of a hint. Think about weight. Do we want more weight on our egg or less weight on our egg? That's something to think about for your egg drop challenge. So we've got our tissue paper. It might make quite a good kind of parachutes. Ah, fantastic. Hello, Colebrookdale School, Year 4. Hello, everybody. You're tuning in to plan your egg drop. Fantastic. So we're just talking about that now. So this material may be handy to make it really light. We could use that, and that'll affect how fast the egg drops, but also it might help increase the surface area to give us a bit of up thrust. So that might be handy as well. So that's a good material. Also, if I change the shape of it a little bit, becomes quite a good cushion. So there's loads of things you could do with this tissue paper. You could change it and manipulate it in different ways. Okay, so we've got tissue paper. Also, we can think about how we might cushion. So here we've got a pipe cleaner. We can use that for lots of things. We could maybe attach our egg to a parachute using our pipe cleaner, or if we wind it around our finger, it makes quite a familiar shape. Can anybody tell me what that reminds you of? What does that shape remind you of? Good, a spring. And let's test it. If I apply my force here, it squashes it and then it pushes back again. Oh, that might be handy. Okay, so can you see how I've manipulated, I've changed the shape of my pipe cleaner to make it better for a job. Okay, that's going to be quite handy, that is, for reducing that impact force. What else could I do with my cardboard? I could, this is corrugated cardboard, so it's a bit squashy anyway. That might be a good cushion. But again, I could manipulate this. I could fold it back and forth. Like that. And now I've made a different kind of spring. Again, it's springy. Okay, so that might be another way of manipulating material. You could do it with card, or you could do it with paper, and then you can choose other materials. We've got my pom-poms here. They're quite soft. Okay, so I'm going to put my materials now into two groups. I'm going to put them into the group to cushion the fall of the egg so that we reduce that impact. So these are my cushioning materials. I've got my pom-poms there. I've got my two different kinds of springs. These are going to be handy for absorbing a little bit of that energy so that it doesn't go into breaking the egg. Also, my tissue paper scrunched up. So that's my pile of things that would be good cushioning. And then I'm thinking of materials that might be good to slow down my egg. So my egg's falling, okay, and its weight is pulling it down and up thrust is pushing it up. So we need to do things. First, we need to make sure there's not much weight. We may need to make our product as light as possible. But the most important thing we need to do here is to make up thrust bigger. If we can increase up thrust, it's going to slow our egg down. Can anybody think of a real life example of where we make a product to stop things from falling very fast? In comes my parachute. Okay, so I've got my tissue paper. It's got a hole in it, so it might not be that good. Okay, I can change it. I could maybe fold it to make it thicker and make it into a parachute. Now, what I'm doing here, look at that surface area. Look how wide that is. Okay, so that's increasing the up thrust force, pushing back against the weight of my egg. Or I might choose to use A3 paper, make a parachute. Okay, so there are loads and loads and loads of different ways that you can get creative as a product designer to create this product to help us to deliver our egg for a 3-meter drop without breaking. And that is our STEM workshop criteria. That's our only judgment criteria. You need to test it from 3-meter drop and then look at the egg. And if it survived completely intact, no cracks, no smashes, nothing, then you have achieved the goal of this challenge, the egg drop challenge. You can do whatever you want. You can choose the materials and you can manipulate them in any way that you wish to slow down the fall of the egg and to cushion the impact. And by doing that, you will have learned about forces and you will have learned about energy, and you'll have also learned about manipulating materials so that they can do a job. All of those things are really, really good STEM learning going on there. So well done. Have great fun exploring product design, and when you've done that, get one of your grown-ups to upload it onto social media, and it's going to be our final prize giveaway. Send a picture or a video of your product and of your egg drop challenge, and then upload it onto social media. Tag us, the STEM Workshop, and we will choose the best product to win a prize from our shop to be able to explore STEM even further. So thank you all for joining us, and I can't wait to see the products that you create to protect our egg. And remember, real life right here, right now, is product design happening, and it's the same process that's going on in those engineering firms to create these products that ultimately save lives, because it delivers really important aid to people that otherwise would have nothing. So have great fun exploring and experimenting with product design, and hopefully we will see you online with some more of our videos soon. Well, hopefully we'll be in your school soon as well. So yeah, we're keeping our fingers crossed for the day that we can be back with you in your schools doing these amazing workshops and exploring STEM together. So can't wait to see your products, and bye for now.